Hello, ladies and gents, welcome back. After nearly 2 months, the channel is not dead after all. I guess I need to start this video with an apology for my absence. I'm sorry that no new content has been out on the channel recently. Actually, I believe the last video I posted was on April Fool's, and the joke has kind of been on me a little bit, I suppose. Since then, because basically real life has kind of intruded on things, and I've not really had the time to get stood in front of the camera to do any videos on here. Long-term viewers and also those of you familiar with the blog will know that for the last 3 years now I've been working for the National Trust for Scotland at the Battle of Bannockburn Visitor Centre, and I still do. But in April I got a second job with Historic Environment Scotland at Blackness Castle. And so basically between doing those two jobs and also trying to keep up with the blog and also trying to keep content coming out on Twitter and so forth, on the Facebook page too, basically something had to give, and for the last 2 months now it has been the YouTube channel that has taken the hit, and so very little has come out on the channel, but actually nothing has come out on the channel since the 1st of April. So apologies for anyone who has enjoyed the videos up to this point and has been disappointed that quite a few anniversaries have gone past without any comment or commentary here on YouTube from me. But ladies and gents, I'm not just here to apologise. I'm also here to assure you that this is about to change. That for the next month or so, I'm planning to step up the output on the channel here, because today I am here to announce that this next month here on my YouTube channel is going to be Bannockburn month. So between now and the 27th of June, I'm going to be putting out a series of videos, this being the first one, which are looking at the Battle of Bannockburn. The 750th anniversary of the battle is coming up. That will be the 23rd and the 24th of June 2019, the 750th anniversary. And so building up to that, and for a day or two afterwards, we are going to be looking here on the channel at various issues surrounding the Battle of Bannockburn, some of its context, the build up to the battle, that sort of thing. Some of the different individuals who were involved at the Battle of Bannockburn will have a spotlight shone on them, and the reason that we're doing the full month, that we're taking it through to the 27th, is that after the anniversary itself, and I will do a couple of videos on the anniversary dates looking specifically at the battle itself, but there'll be at least one follow-up video probably on the 27th where I'll look at post Bannockburn, its significance, and the sort of fallout and outcomes and consequences of the battle. Now, the reason we're starting from the 27th of May is not just because I wanted to give myself those extra couple of days to get a sort of consequences aftermathy video out there. It's because that today, the 27th of May, is the anniversary of the production of a very particular, very important order. On this day, in 1314, Edward II is at Newminster in Northumberland, and he produces an order that goes out to various sheriffs within England, essentially demanding troops for the army that he is putting together, ready to go north. The army that is, as it turns out, going to fight Robert Bruce's army at the Battle of Bannockburn. Now, the order in itself is not that unusual, not all that remarkable in the grand scheme of things. Edward has been talking about putting together an army to invade Scotland in 1314 since at least November 1313. He has been producing orders, making demands of troops, muster orders basically, from March 1314. Initially, the muster date is in April, that is pushed back to May, but since the spring, Edward has been actively gathering this army, and elements of this force have been coming together since at least May, some of them probably as early as April 1314. However, it is only on the 27th of May, for the first time, we see an order being produced that states that this army is not just for an invasion of Scotland, an effort to go into Scotland, to hunt down Robert Bruce, to bring the Scots to battle. In a general sense, on the 27th of May, Edward for the first time states that this army is intended for the relief of Stirling Castle. By the 27th of May, King Edward knows that the Scots have laid siege to Stirling Castle, placed the castle under siege, and that a deal has been made. A deal, although the exact terms of the deal don't survive to us, a deal that apparently says that if Edward cannot relieve Stirling Castle by St. John the Baptist's Day, the 24th of June, then the garrison there will surrender the castle to the Scots. Now this is hugely important because this is the moment from which the ball is really rolling for the Battle of Bannockburn. Up until this point, the Scots have had the option to do what they did the last time Edward invaded Scotland in 1310. That was, the Scots could always lead him this merry dance. Bruce could withdraw into safer areas of the kingdom, the Lennox, the Highlands, places where Edward's big, heavy, slow-moving army are going to struggle to track him down. It's been quite possible that Edward would face a situation like 1310 where he can't find Robert, he doesn't know where he's at, he's receiving sort of snotty letters from him, offering to negotiate, but only when the armies have gone home and all the rest of it. However, from 1327 there is this promise, this opportunity, this hitherto unavailable opportunity, something that has escaped the English up to this point, to finally meet Robert Bruce on the battlefield, because now the English have this very clear goal that they are going north to rescue the garrison at Stirling. And it would appear, at least, that the Scots are going to be there waiting for them when the time comes on the 24th of June. By the 24th of June, if Edward can bring his army north to Stirling, then he has a chance at last to find King Robert in a position where he can actually fight him, where the two armies can come together, the Royal Army of England, the Royal Army of Scotland, these two hosts that the two kings have gathered together, and settle, perhaps once and for all, this issue of who should be King of Scots. Should there even be a King of Scots at all? Is Robert Bruce merely the rebellious Earl of Carrick, this traitor and murderer who's to be strung up if the English can lay their hands on him? Or can Bruce prove on the battlefield, on the plain of battle, however you want to put it, that he is God's champion for Scotland, that God wants him to be the King of Scots, and that Edward should go back home to think again, as it were, and mind his own business. Now, as we're going to see over the course of the next month or so, that is perhaps a little bit of an overly dramatic way of selling things, and that question really is not actually going to be definitively decided at Bannockburn, but that nevertheless the conflagration that comes as a result of those particular circumstances of 1314 will nevertheless kind of be the most important battle fought in Scotland, and will turn out to be, and I hope this isn't a spoiler for anyone, will turn out to be perhaps the most important victory that the Scots ever score against their long-term southern enemy, the English. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to leave that here for this video, but I'm going to promise you, ladies and gents, at least one video per week between now and the end of Bannockburn month, which, remember, I'm arbitrarily declaring to be the 27th of June. So, after a long period of stony silence here on the channel, we can now look forward to a whole series of videos building us up to the Battle of Bannockburn, looking at its context, looking at some of the significant figures that were present there, and also dealing with some of the fallout, some of the aftermath of the battle. So, ladies and gents, I do hope you stick with me for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.